These are the best highlights from today's 2024 LPL Summer Split matchup.
Light and Crisp just have to find a good reset timer if they want to contest bronze.
I think one of the trends we've seen in LPL.
Oh, he got the slowdown. Does have the rocket jump. The flash is going to come out from Kanavi. Everybody's here from JDG. And Xiaohu's going to pay the price. It is going to be JDG with first blood.
Xiaohu overpushes his advantage. And one thing I was just about to say is, yeah, the objectives are coming up, but the trend in the LPL is getting into lanes before, just as it starts to spawn. Missing core.
A little bit of a return as Missing caught in transition. Going to immediately pull the exhaust onto Tarzan. Still going super low. And the CC chain isn't going to be enough. They don't have the damage. One more auto attack. Crisp wants to mount up, gets the shattering, goes for the flash. Crisp just wanted a little bit of supportal blood.
Oh, that's so funny. The shattering strike at the end, not quite killing off Missing. So he just has to go in and fully commit with the auto attack. While this is all going on though, give Andre the stack on the ground. I can respect that. And
he just
that
gave him two.
Yeah, away from Kanavi before he twisted advanced him. And perhaps just didn't expect between Kanavi and Yagao that he would die, but with Missing there, that's the final puzzle piece for him to go down for first blood.
Well, that's the big thing. They've hit their ultimates now. You're looking for the Sejuani, the Ashe lights. Let's see if he throws the arrow.
Speaking of, gotta go for it. Does it striking well onto Kanavi. Here comes the crash down as well. Tarzan and Crisp don't have much damage, but they're about to be followed up. Xiaohu's coming here, trying to get the resets. Kanavi's going down first. There's the explosion. His light takes him out. Now Missing's being slowed down, and Weibo, they're just going fisticuff ham on JDG right now. Ruler's by himself on the other side, but a double kill comes over for Light.
I think there's a lot of disrespect coming in from JDG in one of these first skirmishes of the game. The level 6s were hit, and they didn't have the people in the right position to really shrug off those ultimates.
Super proactive as we look by.
Tarzan, he is such a beating heart for this team. He's coming bot side. Here comes Xiaohu, comboing up.
That's the check mark that we needed. Now see if Flandre has that dog in him. Gonna go ahead and wither down and try to get out of this one, but he is under turret and just beautifully juggled by Weibo.
Might be a bit harsh here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still very, very powerful on that level 6 mark. However, it seems like Weibo's still going to be slow to the punch here. They are in the pit right now.
Yeah, they're going to try to get in. At least JDG were able to take those two, so they're on 5, but they might need to take the fight after. There comes the Nature's Grasp across. They're going to try to get the follow through onto Light, who burns the cleanse after getting solar flared. JDG do move in. They were able to kind of rebuff Weibo's advances, but Weibo were able to get one grub. Galloping!
Yeah. Tarzan and Chris just making sure that they got presence in the enemy jungle so no one can roam up top side to stop Breathe. Breathe does still have flash ult if a fight erupts.
I just love this approach from Weibo. Do not give JDG an inch to breathe. And now Missing is in a lot of trouble here too. He's going to get that explosive charge. And here comes Breathe over the wall. Slicing Maelstrom to boot. Ruler's coming in to clean things up though. Might as well call him Mr. Clean as he's already helped one. Now Flandre slowing down Breathe. Breathe by himself here. Nice sniper shot from Ruler. And he's going to find more. A double kill comes over, but it's more so Ruler making the difference.
It's an overcommit from Weibo, and they're punished by JDG as Ruler collapses. Now the 1v1's ensuing on the bottom side.
Yeah, it's a little bit of trouble for Yagao as he's all by himself. Does have the approach velocity coming at him in Light, looking for the outplay, looking for the solo bolo.
Blinded by the Light. Ashe.
True shot barrage, it hits everyone. Then the Bramble smash through 2 more members. And Flandre is just such
have it for this Herald fight now, though. JDG forced Weibo away, might be looking for a scrap themselves.
Let's see, Herald resets back to full HP. Weibo's setup is okay, and they could catch Flandre out here. Hello!
Well, and unfortunately, he just walked into the bush. There he is, Nasus, going to try to tank it up as much as possible, get back over to JDG.
You know,
as they're about half health on the Rift Herald now.
I've got to say, Flandre, I think, underestimated how much damage he can do to Xiaohu there. He stood on the E, and he's got Triforce, but
there's a TP lane coming in, I think, as now Light is going to come over. The Rift Herald had already been taken by JDG now. Here comes Mom to provide a little bit of support for JDG. True Shot Barrage comes across onto Chris, does a lot, though. Breathe going to pop the Slicing Maelstrom, Missing, getting very low. They really want the kill there, but Weibo and JDG, they're just punching each other back and forth. Having a big advantage for Weibo is going to be to their detriment. They're going to try to deny a top lane dive here that JDG are pulling off on the Xiaohu. Luckily, Tarzan and Crisp are here. It's going to be JDG full committing. They want a TP. Solar Flare coming through. Xiaohu just knocked around in the bouncy castle of JDG, and on top of that, they'll take the turret.
And if you look on the other side of the map as well, Breathe couldn't join, didn't have the teleport. That was pretty telegraphed for me. And
quite make that tier 1. And the blue wall's going to spot out Breathe.
The blue trinket. It always uncovers the rats, as Breathe was trying to get out of that one, but now going to have to slowly try to make his way. He's being completely covered by JDG, and Breathe caught out in the side lane.
Also, just very good discipline for Breathe here not to flash. Dragon's up in 40 seconds. He's going to need it.
This Rift Herald in mid lane to try to get that prio, and it's going to be Kanavi leading the charge, though Chris wants to back up that engage, as now immediately comes down to Glacial Prison. Kanavi doesn't have much of a health bar left, and he just gets exploded, as now Light gets that kill. Weibo going for it. Breathe overextended, but maybe it doesn't matter as he goes in and he gets the kill. They're going to try to follow to Ruler now, but a lot of that overextending now coming back to bite Weibo right in the butt as Yagao and Ruler come up big.
It's a Zenith blade into the heart of Weibo. I thought they'd come away with a great fight, would have led into the Dragon, but they get bitten back, and JDG come away with a mid-turret, Dragon, and a couple of kills.
And I mean, in the cosm of just this fight, it's just a game of catch, isn't it? Like, great tools for it, Light, Tarzan, but again, disrespecting the possibility of a turnaround just because of how strong Kanavi, or rather Yagao, is right now on this spike. Shoiba.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is all of this skirmishing has led to Yagao getting so many stacks here as well, so being able to utilize that and now
as well. So, Weibo going to lose the sideline turret to Flandre as well. This is probably the most strong Nasus will be as an individual power spike. I think the 2-3 items is really where you're looking at it. Cleanse, Flash on Ruler is really easy for him to get out of the engage. And as we said, Weibo really needs to land that knockout blow at first, and they've just given up that Dragon. They didn't feel like they can look for the pick.
Yeah, in terms of picks, for Weibo, the real target is just Yagao. But the problem is Yagao's never really exposed himself too much this game. Or JDG look to start up a Baron or anything like that. And JDG will be privy to this as well. They all know as a missing. Caught up here.
Oh, Chunk missing. Oh my god, where did your health go?
We thought it was a smaller shaped exhaust, but it's a Leona one instead. Does not get any tankiness there. Puts on the Eclipse, but immediately melts.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, without being able to proc the Aftershock, Leona that much damage.
Chris with a massive engage. Here goes Bomb across on Yagao. Is starting to execute people left and right. Though JDG are a little bit worrisome about this fight. Ruler is stepping forward. Ruler is stepping up, and he's layering in those Mystic shots here in the league. And the fact that he's stepping up with those arcane shifts forward. Big stuff, but here comes Tarzan. Is he going to go for the 50-50? Solar Flare coming out. He's going around the corner, but it is already secured by JDG. Xiaohu on the flank. They are being surrounded, but JDG just trying to get themselves out of this one.
He just gets one shot, and then it's just about that chase down. But we're out of that because Kanavi.
Weibo, they're looking for picks. They want some more blood here. They're going to get a nice little double crash down, but Chris is getting low, and here comes Yagao with so much damage. Flandre going low as well. There's the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, though. Missing's already gone too. Xiaohu getting the resets, but look at Ruler, look at Yagao. Every time we get into these fights, they are untouched, and they are looking so confident as they move forward. Flandre still about a quarter health here, but they can't find anything else. They're going to try to follow it up, though.
They are. Ruler on the side, has one E, uses it.
Dude, Ruler is feeling himself here. They've got them locked down in the alcove. 280 carries, pushing Weibo to the brink. Tarzan tries to go forward, but Breathe! He gets one back, but in the end, it's Ruler that stands tall.
I guess it's actually an uptrade for Weibo, because they're also going to get the Dragon on the back end of it.
They stopped the Baron achieving anything. We saw Weibo delay the backs of JDG. We said, oh, they're setting up for Dragon. They were setting up for something. It ends up being towards that bot side.
We just have to keep our eyes on him and Missing, and whether or not Missing is going to be able to man-mark him out of the game, or if Breathe is going to be able to find that game-winning element.
So, as we go through into the next few minutes, damage output. Weibo, though, they have shown that they're pretty able to kill the front line on a way, which I thought they weren't going to be able to do so well. Here comes Kanavi's ult.
I mean, they are just pushing this into the base. They're going to take an inhib out of all of that. They are getting a little bit of a response from Weibo on the sideline with Xiaohu, but it is going to be a little bit paltry prizes here.
Yeah. Nasus pops the ult, gets half Q cooldown, shreds turrets.
Exactly. Very, very powerful, but also just...
Weibo realized that there's some weird positioning here. Ruler going to cleanse immediately, but the Baron already going half health. This would be a second Baron for JDG. Breed has a massive flank. Here comes Mom, though, as they already have
Yagao.
It's a 50-50, potentially coming through. Big crash down for Crisp, as the Baron has been stopped right now. It's all about the damage. JDG, they've taken everything from Weibo. They got the Baron, they're getting kills, and Ruler is still at a full health. Oh my god! The man's at full build almost, and it's absolutely being felt. Ruler is the measuring stick of this series.
It's been a while since we can say it in the LPL, but Diff is measured with a ruler.
Good enough. Tarzan's got smite, unless Yagao can one-shot Light.
Yo, chill, bro. He gets the big kill as he gets gets his GA pop, now he's in trouble.
But that's the thing, Tarzan, he can't kill the dragon, so he's just got to back
Oh my
off.
god, Yagao, who has been, I feel like, one of the least respected people on JDG.
And Light, both dead, the DPS dealers for Weibo. JDG encroaching for a game 1 victory.
They want to finish it off. Big engage from Breathe, big engage from Crisp. Is the damage going to be enough? Look, Ruler is still untouched through all of this. They are losing their front line, though. It's going to be much more difficult for them to navigate this one, as Xiaohu does claim one back. Ruler goes for the flash, immediately returned to by Xiaohu, but JDG still knocking on the door for game number 1, knocking on the door for what can be for this team. Yagao and Ruler have made this series start off with a bang, and they're taking down Weibo every step of the way. A couple more kills and 1 Nexus in their eyes. A game 1 victory for JDG. The best front line of them all.
We'll see how Weibo, navigate these team fights. I still think, ending up with Breathe on this Kennen is a little bit suboptimal in terms of how I feel like Weibo are going to want to approach fights, or
looks like that might be the case they want to go for here. Just try to get some advantage for this bot lane. Play around Light. That's what we wanted. And here they go. On to Ruler. He's going to flash out. Going to cleanse. Is still going to go down. And it goes to Chris first and foremost. Although Kanavi is making his way down. He might be just in time to try to catch Tarzan. Sapling going to spot him out here. Missing wants to go over as well. A lot of damage. The Bramble Smash. You don't need no damage. You don't need no carries when you got Kanavi and Missing coming up clutch. They were the primary factor in game number 1 to get the ball rolling for JDG, and that ball is rolling all the way. The Light gets one back. That's huge. Now he's able to get away as well, so he gets the trade back, and Light steps up.
The unsung hero for Weibo for a lot of this. This is a big fight.
I call that wall the death wall, and we're about to see the namesake come alive here as Weibo. They have overextended. Nice little triple crash down, though, from Chris, trying to separate it, but Yagao steps up, kills Tarzan right out, and now it's a 4v2. Chris is trying to dodge his way out of this one. Gets a nice shattering strike back, but gets a double kill over, and now JDG. Oh, nice.
He's level 6 now. He's level 6 now.
He's got it all the way long. Xiaohu, the saber tooth of summer, with a triple kill.
Xiaohu was late to the exchange, I think because he was trying to hit level 6.
Below his ult mana, so he can't get himself that huge first lightning crash. Another fight.
Oh, Yagao caught in the side lane here. 3-man pickup by Weibo. They're going to try to give it over to Light, and they do indeed.
Great pick out of the replay. Unsure exactly how the lane assignments landed like this. Looks like Yagao teleported down there. That JDG will cross-map this for Grubs, and again, Ivern very slow at the early neutral objective taking, so it doesn't even seem like Dragon will be the case here. It's just going to be a couple of camps stolen away on the opposite side, but now it's a dive on the top side to Breathe.
We're going to try to get this one here. He does have the Slicing Maelstrom available, although we are going to see him get all the pressure from JDG. Nice little juggle so far. He's still surviving pretty heavily, but Flandre does tank it up, and it will end up being Kanavi that gets the kill.
Because, again, the early, just at flat face surface value, the early part from Tarzan, other than the fact that it gets in the dive, kind of strange.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's able to continually, because of whether it's Kanavi going up towards Grubs, because of more plays going on bots, so he's just got to react.
Over the Grubs.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they try to fight for Ruler. He's almost dead there, just to the buster shot. Yagao going over. Oh, he gets away from the enchanted crystal arrow. Now JDG looking to follow it up, though. Chris may be overextending, going to crash down over the wall. The last remaining Grub being contested over. Steve Tarzan is able to just take that one. Actually looking for the root caller over the wall, and does end up getting 1 Grub for Weibo to the 5 of JDG. TP does end up coming through. JDG a little scary there, but Weibo don't find anything.
Top side is being pressured heavily. Crisp still has his own.
Breed's coming. There we go. That's the teleport being used.
Yeah, Yagao doesn't have much health, and he's trying to get out, but they've been caught between a rock and a hard place. Chris goes for the engage, Slicing Maelstrom over top of it, and Weibo's composition is coming to bear onto JDG. Breed's gonna hide. Oh, he's going to try to get Missing. Oh, he misses the Q, still gets him in the end with a double kill for Weibo.
Another game. Kanavi's going to get shut down in early as well. Dies under the turret. Weibo's first 15 minutes have been very good.
And this is just excellent play from Weibo. Just picked up 4 plates or something really silly off this tower. He's going to get it as well. So it's first blood, solo tower, a bunch of plates. This Nasus is going to be huge.
I think watching back through the last few minutes of play, you can see again the mind games, the domino effect of...
Hold this point, Ruler.
Oh no, he stepped back up. He is going to be just fine, though. They're going to take this outer tower and leave this defensive structure in shambles.
Give us the ghost story of Wither versus ADK.
River.
Oh.
Hello.
We don't get to talk about that. Yagao gets to talk about walking into a bush against Breathe. Oh, he's got that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater right
awesome.
there.
I love Zeri. Oh, could they
do too.
Hex Flash? They still want it.
Oh, Yagao, you overstayed your welcome here. And Breathe will claim that kill for Weibo.
It's another series of plays where you can just see Weibo playing the wide map. Xiaohu has a load of gold. He gets down towards bot side. And again, just look at all this dominoes of putting different people into different lanes, using the big power of these early solo laners from Weibo.
Yeah, and I'm loving this because, again, it's just reactionary play. They noticed JDG was starting to bunch up around the bottom side, looking towards something down there to cover Flandre. They all just cross map the top side. So it's just, again, very, very solid play from Weibo, recognizing map states and, again, punishing accordingly where they feel like there's a window.
Stack for Weibo.
Ruler just cleansed.
Yeah, Ruler in a little bit of dicey situation, but it is JDG who are going to even up that objective focus there. But Weibo, I mean, they've taken all of the outer towers at this point, and this is the bread and butter of this team that we haven't seen over the last 2 best-of-5s.
Yeah, I really think Weibo, in the last series that we've seen, they really, really struggled.
Mid lane tier 2 on this next wave.
The thing which is really just becoming apparent to me now as well is just how little damage JDG have right now. They need second items on Yagao and Ruler. Ruler doesn't even have his first item. Ruler, after having such an incredible first game, and they have managed to set up enough of a snowball, I think, to roll this one through.
They have so far. And looking to get another tier 2 tower down here for Xiaohu, who is just monstrably ahead. Here comes another arrow. As Light gonna stop the back of Kanavi right in his place, and Yagao gonna clear up these minion waves.
Maybe I thought it once or twice.
We'll go out back, we'll practice some archery for you and get you into your namesake there. But it is...
Help him out, man.
Yeah, no, we gotta do something for this man. JDG, though, they're striking back. They're doing something for themselves. They're getting some of that standing gold from the bounties on the map.
Yeah, the fact that they have objective bounties, obviously a bad thing, but they managed to push out of their base. The problem is, much like we saw earlier in the game, JDG have to nuclear everyone. Everyone has to go into the same lane, overload, and get something there. You're going against a really fed couple of AD carries, Tristana, who's great at killing towers too. So even though they don't have the 5 grubs, they're very happy to keep pushing this.
We are on those second items for carries on Weibo, so we're going to be able to take another tier 2 tower down here with just their siege potential between Crisp, Tarzan, and Breathe. Been a big factor to this.
Good. Yeah. As might have to hold that point. Tarzan could be in a bit of trouble here.
Could be quite useful now.
Yeah, I mean, JDG want to pull a trigger here, but look at Breathe. He's got a heck of a flank here if he wants to go in. He's going to close the door, and he goes right in. As Weibo, they are desperate for their first win here in the last little bit, and they want it so badly. It's going to be a couple kills going the way of Light, but Xiaohu is coming forward with the flash. He wanted to get Ruler. Of the picks that we got in that game number 1, it's realizing what went wrong and trying to fix it in game number 2.
I don't want to be that guy.
Be that guy.
I've got like a trench coat under these days.
Okay, so you've got that. I've got.
In all fairness, I will say, fully inspired by LS. And the Shen jungle pick is actually fantastic.
I've got what, if we're on the topic of cooking, one last thing. If you see the Ivern, I really think Serpent's Fang Zyra sounds troll. First place, first time, getting themselves into a winning position.
And that's just got to be a huge weight off their shoulders in some regard. Obviously, still a lot of weight with the last Worlds ticket for LPL on the line. JDG, they're going to pull the trigger on some of their ultis. OPLoLReplay went a little bit wide, but the rebuttal from Weibo is going to be potent. Xiaohu's taking a mid inhib. The siege is going to continue down here for Weibo.
It's a death by 1,000 cuts. The whole game has been when JDG group up, Weibo split, they take turrets, and now they've got so much gold. Doesn't actually matter. JDG have not been able to defend anywhere on the map.
They're trying to pull a JDG from game number 1 and just end on one fell swoop. They do have multi-waves coming in. The Baron buff still on the live for 50 seconds here. They just need to find one kill, one opening, as the first turret will end up falling. They still have a few minions here, but looks like the siege is going to re-continue as this second wave comes through.
And the Super's coming in through the mid lane as well. This should be game. JDG have to pull the trigger now.
They are going to. One last ditch effort, but Kanavi's already down. The general at the front has been taken out, and now JDG, they might be raising that white flag for game number 2. After so long, 7 games in a row of devastating losses, Weibo have woken up.
The loss streak is broken. Weibo find themselves their first win in the arena, and we go to 1-all. No 3-0s today, gentlemen. So struggling against the rest of the competition besides the Gnar. I don't think that's any better, really, for the Maokai particularly. I think the Rel can also have issues here, too. Typically relied on Kanavi to do the ridiculous lead work when he's had Lee Sin, when he's had Nidalee. When he is the person making all the big plays, the game speeds up. Besides that, and this is something JDG used to do in the past from 2022 and before then as well, when Yago was previously on the roster, they are very happy to chill and wait for their moment.
And that was not the initial goal for this team. They came into Summer saying, we want to dominate everything. It was very apparent in their earlier games. They were completely controlling the map, and Kanavi was ruthless. But trying to get those teeth back into sharpened form here is JDG to try to take that step forward. And on the other side for Weibo, we'll see if Kanavi ends up getting the dog bite down into him. As that plant might not be long for the world. Stranglethorn gonna come out. He didn't want to burn the flash, does indeed in the end. Does have the rest of JDG to come down, but it's going to be Bree that cleans up first blood. And now Lightning Crash from Xiaohu. Gonna go away from the fight. Bree does not have any exit strategies, but does have Tarzan coming over as well.
Swing and a miss. I don't know. Is this fired up to the side? It goes over the wards. That's the big thing there. Because when you're firing Ashers, you want to get bot side river control to help with that.
Ooh, nice little double headbutt pulverize coming out from Missing. Not much to follow up on that one. Will be getting the flash play out of Tarzan here to try to get Missing down. They will end up getting that kill for Light, and now it looks like it's all Weibo all day long. Ruler is nicely kiting though, but he's in a 1v3. Yagao is coming over as well. Ruler gonna flash. Ruler gonna get one. Ruler gonna get two. No, it's Yagao that gets it in the end as well. Though Xiaohu comes over and says, "No, we are done with this."
JD fall into the trap we put out for them. We pointed that out a day or two ago. These early objective fights, if the wall is at your back and you don't have a mobile champion, it can be very dangerous. Weibo give up their position in the river.
Tarzan coming down with Breed, Light right behind him. Bullet time pocked up, ready to go. As he did get a couple trades with those, though. Kanavi getting 5 grubs total. Here's the TP coming in, re-engaged, though. Weibo want to fight, bullet time across the pit. It's like fish in a barrel here. JDG being brought to task here. Nice little Mega Gnar ulti from Flandre, but on the backside, Xiaohu tried to get a flank onto Ruler, but he might have bitten off a little bit more than he could chew. Ultra Shock across onto 2, but they do end up getting another kill for Ruler, and Yagao still kicking for JDG. The Weibo will be happy for the most extent.
This game so far, Ruler. Biggest benefactor for a lot of those skirmishes. You could argue Breathe as well, as JDG will get this Dragon free. Weibo not really in the position to contest it. In a reactionary game, vision control is a big deal. So Ocean Soul definitely could play its part there.
Did end up getting first turret there for JDG in the side lane. Yagao is going to have to walk his way over here if he wants to be a part of this fight, but it is Weibo starting up the Rift Herald already.
I think it's 6 grubs, Triforce Corki, it's a cannon weight. That's right. There we go. Breeve's got a teleport. Happy with that chunk all in all, I'd imagine, here from JDG.
Yeah, but I love what JDG are doing here. They're just presenting multiple places to defend. So, I mean, BLG, that isn't necessarily fair to say that. But I think looking at these two teams, one thing which I really respect is, again, this kind of flowchart of macro, trying to say, okay, I can pull you around the map like this. This allows me to get objectives in certain places. Weibo, they get themselves that mid lane turret. But again, the next step is there, spreading the map. Flandre getting in top lane turret. There's never something being traded uncontested.
Confident to step up in these fights and enable that approach velocity scaling there to catch anybody that might be out. Now, it is all the focus from JDG on mid lane. They're going to use those 6 grubs to take down another outer turret.
This is a huge point, because now you've taken down the outer ring of turrets. I think particularly Ashe loves this. You get vision control across the other side of the map. You get to then fire those Ashe arrows a lot more effectively out of Fog of War.
And JDG are the slow kind of team where...
You know, the highest highs just last year, almost a year ago now, in that World Finals, to having to scrap your way here into a final best of 5 to get a ticket there. That's a little rough, as speaking of rough, Tarzan going to be poked down pretty heavily, and luckily gets a nice little move out, and that's a huge bullet time! Light coming alive, and he's shining it right on JDG! Beautiful play, but it is Xiaohu going over now with the double kill, maybe going down here himself. Flandre is looking for the big Mega Gnar, but can't find it in the end, just trying to get out of there too. Weibo, they are scrappy, but they are here to play, as they're gonna get the lockdown on Flandre yet again, and Light comes up clutch.
Weibo find the snap engage. You could call it clean. I'd prefer prefer to call it Crisp. Gets them over the wall. The vision control was kind of skipped a little bit. Now Crisp sadly gonna fall.
What
but
is
hey,
up with you caster cursing
I'm
people
sorry,
today?
Crisp, but hey, he made the great play before it.
The
Yeah, Weibo, they choose to split the map again, and I think they've just seen in the last couple of minutes, yeah, it's kind of hard to fight back from this ring of turrets being down. Let's try and answer by getting some extra turrets around the place too. Xiao, who teleports towards top side and is trying to push that in. He's not gonna cleanly get this, I don't think. Flandre, pretty hard to take down with his flash.
He's got no armor, but Xiaohu isn't 2 items. With Crisp, well, missing there as well. Okay.
There's a lot of people here.
And Light's joining the party as well. Where's the Ash Arrow?
Flandre, he can't get Megnar just yet. Trying to build it up here. Missing, trying to buy a lot of time for him, but this is a 5-man play from Weibo on top side. Light gets another one. The turret's gonna fall, and Flandre left out in the dust. A preemptive play from Weibo, and it ends up paying up big. Does end up catching out Crisp. Kanavi is in there, but the pull is going to come through from Weibo. They really want Crisp to get an engage. 5,000 health on the Baron. Is it just going to be a 50-50? Crisp going down to Ruler. Kanavi's in the pit. He's getting burned down, though. Big enchanted Crystal Arrow, but it's already Kanavi gone. Baron secured by Weibo, but here comes JDG. Ruler might have overextended. Tarzan himself, though, nicely engaged, but the Magnus Sword goes a little bit wide for Crisp. And JDG, they're cleaning house. You might have gotten those purple capes, but they are torn to shreds.
I mean, for JDG, it's just about Ruler and Yagao.
A clean Baron. If they've been able to get themselves so much value out of the last few plays where they kind of broke JDG's map control. This series has been a game of the front line of the junglers taking one on the shoulder for the carries to really start picking up the slack.
As is tradition in the LPL, I feel like we got to get the spotlight on the right players here. But Weibo are going to feel a lot more confident in these 5v5s, and it's going to all be about the little interactions between the two. JDG start up the dragon already, burning it down. Weibo are surrounding them like sharks. 3,000 health down. Now Crisp goes in, big engage. It is secured by Kanavi, but in the end, JDG going to fight their way out of this one. Kanavi separating the fight with the Stranglethorn. Breathe going to have to flash his way out. There is nobody falling, but everybody's got a bloody lip here, and Weibo do not want to let them walk away. Oh, it's on a Tarzan. Give Ruler the sticks, man. And now Weibo do end up taking back their lives. About half health. Weibo with Breathe on the side, maybe looking for a little bit of...
They're drawing them in.
Chris found a big engage, but actually just goes right back over on a Yagao, who's going to flash away. Now Kanavi goes gold, and Ruler is there trying to take down Breathe. He does indeed. Now Weibo, they're in a little bit of trouble now. Meganar is going to fall for Flandre, though, and he needs to get out of there. Xiaohu wants to step up against him, but it is going to just turn into a 4v4 in mid. Weibo try to rejoin the ranks here is Xiaohu. Half health on the Dragon once again. Kanavi and Tarzan, point and present. Who's going to get the better smite? Nature's Grass comes across. It's going to go the way of the light. Of course it does! As JDG try to find a fight after Ruler's going to flash away to his death, and Weibo come up big again. Light remains the shining piece for this team.
Ruler was delaying Breathe from entering the fight, and I wonder how much of an impact that actually has on the engage. They just have to get him into a position where he can open up.
And even though he's that big damage dealer, he's still 2,500 gold behind Light. Light is just so godlike in this game. 7-1-7 arrow!
They got Xiaohu, and he's right back to it. Xiaohu is gone. Major damage dealer out for Weibo. So much power to be the leading force for JDG. It comes up paying dividends here. They do take a tier 2 tower in mid lane as well.
Side Weibo, and they're now looking for the top side engage coming in from Tarzan.
They do end up getting it. Nicely done with that Nature's Grass across. They'll get that tier 2 tower. That's exactly what they came for here. And this time, it will not be a negative Baron power play, as it is indeed Xiaohu the primary factor in that, doing about half its health already. JDG feeling hesitant. They don't get the combo there on a Crisp. And now Weibo, I mean, they feel super confident to step up. Flandre is in Meganar.
Teleport!
A little bit less, but here's the flank. As it's going to be Breathe, looking for a big one. Yagao is caught out, going to Valkyrie away. Here comes the Nature's Grass yet again. Weibo, they are just pushing the buttons of JDG here, missing. He's getting lower and lower as the sun is starting to set. Enchanted Crystal Arrow goes wide, and Weibo, it looks like they're playing mind games right now with JDG. Ruler's all by himself now as well. Will not fall to the Ultra Shock Laser, but Chris goes back in for the engage. Now Kanavi going golden. Flandre nowhere near Meganar, and Weibo wiped the floor with Jindong Gaming.
It all goes right. There's just not enough damage returned by JDG on the opposite side of the map.
Insane damage from Xiaohu and Light. Ruler,
Oh my God! He just shut them all up, and zip their mouth closed. Now Tarzan, oh, that sapling, maybe it's not enough. He wants it, the approach velocity. No, he goes back in. Oh my God, he's got the fight, Ruler! You keep doing it, but it doesn't matter, because Weibo finishing the game, and they do not want to go quietly as they step up to 2-1. Locked in for Weibo, and I love this.
I like it as well. I think obviously its ability to nullify some very strong early laning options, but just the fact of this game has been so much about being in front of an objective first, or the series rather, because of this last set of drafts, as far as I can see right now.
A trade deal, you say?
A trade deal.
Indubitably. Very demure. Very demure.
What?
Oh.
No, it is also just about utilizing
I'm
the
sorry,
strength of
we
your
don't
map.
have kills for 7 minutes and this is what we reach, folks. You're really looking for. The time window where they get strongest is actually quite soon just coming up. That's a catch.
Nice bramble smash, but the immediate flashback from missing. Tarzan's going down heavily as he is cut to tinder. As now Chris coming over here on the missing though. Xiaohu putting some serious work in. The Ultra Shock laser gonna slow down Yagao. Now Light coming over, can't hit the bomb, but Chris going for the engage. Magnet Storm over. JDG fighting this one tooth and nail. Xiaohu comes up with one. JDG are starting to flash away, but they're losing bodies. And a big bullet time from Ruler. And it's gonna be Daisy. No way! He dies! Ivern is a friend of the forest, and so is JDG. Up to 4, they'll at least get the might spawn, but Weibo have made their presence known here and will force JDG off of it. Missing got hit back by the satchel charge, but Weibo, they really just want to recenter focus on these grubs. They go for the flash play, never mind, they want the blood. They want Kanavi's head, and they do take it indeed, and they'll add another one to it. Missing's head has gone his namesake.
Overstepping this time. I mean, they did it in the last fight. It was just that if they ended up turning it around, Light's dead.
Light is barely able to flash out, but Ruler has his number.
Excellent stuff. They're going to prevent the full-blown 6 grubs going over to JDG. And I was actually going to say, look, grub again.
Gonna try to make a play on top side. Actually, preemptive Nature's Grasp. As they actually might catch. Okay, he's going to flash out. I think that's a really good call from Flandre itself. It will also mean JDG even up the Dragon score.
Yeah, if any CC hits there, Zigzots comes through, absolutely demolishes.
Dragon for Herald, Tower for Tower. But with that teleport, it should just be Weibo Tower. Herald should be theirs. And it's actually going to be enough trade. Well, someone has to grab the Herald.
Yeah, that ain't happening, buddy.
That ain't happening. I don't think JDG are going to allow that one.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem.
That is very unfortunate.
I will say, though, still denying it. And I think that's a big thing. Breathe gonna catch Yagao, gets the wall stun.
Oh my God, he's got so much damage. That's a big gnar, baby. Yagao, you're in some trouble. The wall up hits. Oh, Breathe can't do it. The rock fling, but it didn't matter. Breathe with a solo over Yagao.
Inside of regional qualifiers, finds a moment for himself, a solo kill onto Yagao, and let's see how crucial that could be as this fight unfolds.
JDG, little angy after that one. They want to take out that anger on a Crisp, and they will get Kanavi another kill. That's a 3rd one for the Ivern of JDG.
Yeah.
Try to get over there too, as Tarzan is going to be in the middle of a bouncy castle right now, throwing his own bounce right back, but he's in a little bit of trouble. Breeze coming over on the corner. Yeah, he might look for it. Nature's Grass coming across, though. Breeze starting to stack up this Mega Gnar. TP is going to be coming in. It looks like we're just throwing it all here in the bottom side as Breeze is not going to find the angle there. Flandre able to slice and dice his way to safety. Mega Gnar still looking for the ulti. Gets the slowdown on the missing here from Crisp. They do not feel confident going. Mega Gnar misses. Bullet time right back. You do that, and it is calculated by JDG to take you out.
A moment
as they take Breathe gone.
to remember for Breathe, and a moment to forget immediately after. A whiff on the flash ultimate.
As well, this will fall very easily. And sadly for Breed, he's not really pushed up the wave quickly enough in that bot side to very easily take that turret. Means he's a little bit behind that play.
Go back to base. They're trying to enter through the bottom side. JDG and Breeve's Mega Gnar just timed out.
Oh, that's so rough. Missing going for the solar play. Gets the flash out of Light. Light trying to reposition here, but Breathe is just a mini Gnar. Yagao wants to take him out. Yagao, he's trying to kill Breathe by himself. He wants revenge. Yagao, he can't get him in the end. Oh, the false bomb goes wide. As now JDG did take that dragon in the meanwhile, and now looking for an engage. Daisy leading the front, but will be taken out. Chris blocking back. Tarzan hit into Nature's Grasp. Yagao with the flank of the century, maybe. But Xiaohu wants to take him out. Big bullet time from Ruler as he steps up yet again. And JDG put down Weibo as Breathe in his little mini Gnar form will be nothing against the might of Ruler.
To take the Baron and snowball this game wholly in their favor.
We talked about how it was a risky fight for Weibo. Item spikes were hit for the carries of JDG. Yago can't quite get the solo kill to breathe cleanly at the start. But
In this series, there's been some lows, but my God, when they're stepping up as big as now, he might be a little bit caught. Big Mega Inferno bomb, bullet time coming across. You thought he was caught, but it was really Weibo who were caught all along. As it's a double kill for Ruler, and they're gonna find more in mid lane.
I can't tell who's more broken, Ruler or the fact that Ivern can even keep him alive in that kind of position in the first place. Either way, it just doesn't matter. JDG, 5 strong, are marching onto the base of Weibo, and they should be able to crack this one open.
yeah, behind every godlike carry, there has to be one of those people holding up the platform. Kanavi, almost 4,000 gold advantage in the jungle on the Ivern, saving the day.
What a play and what a moment from JDG. Down the mid lane, now they're looking at top.
T2 should be a relatively easy siege. Weibo is still coming back out and recovering from that play. They won a long angle. This conversation yesterday on the cast as well about Ivern and how cheap his items are. This 4,000 gold lead, it feels like a 6,000 gold lead.
Yeah.
He's got 2 whole completed items over Tarzan.
They're so far behind in so many key roles, it's very hard for them to control the map and actually make some big plays over them. I think one of the other bonuses as well of being ahead, just in general, you kill things quicker. You kill jungle camps quicker. You kill objectives better. That dragon didn't take that much time.
The approach is so slow that this Baron's already half HP.
The night is dark and full of terrors. Weibo know that oh so well here. 2 games back-to-back have they dominated JDG, but here they are, backs against the wall themselves. With that sweet sound of Silver Scrapes right around the corner, JDG just want to...
They leashed it! They leashed it!
No! Oh my God! Weibo take the Baron! They'll get all 5 out!
It might not be for the game, but they've just C9'd it.
Okay. Maybe Xiaohu getting away. Tarzan might not be so lucky. That make it rain just slowing down. And now the lightning crash coming out. Weibo in some trouble. Tarzan going down. They lose one of their capes, but JDG, they might have just fumbled a little bit of this.
You lose Tarzan, but I don't think it cost the game. You have Ziggs wave clear, you have the Baron minions. Weibo, somehow, we were singing songs of Silver Scrapes, but they might have just held on just a little longer.
And that's definitely when JDG are going to look to get a little bit more aggressive. There it is, it's gone. They're going to step forward now, but look at Chris. Look at Chris.
Oh, he's got a big engage. Okay, bullet time coming across. There's Nature's Grasp. It's going to go the way of Kanavi. They have secured Soul for JDG. The fight after, though, Xiaohu looking to put in the damage. Daisy's already gone. Chris going for the engage on the missing, but they might just turn right back on him. This is so dicey, but JDG, that's what they're going for. You got already going that way. Ruler going that way. They're using this here. TP coming in, though. Fareed might be able to stop that siege coming down, and it looks like they might have gotten it re-engaged, though. JDG, they're picking apart the stragglers of Weibo. As Light is left out by himself, they're also losing the fight in the base. Ruler kiting his way to victory. And of course, it's Yagao and Ruler who put the finishing mark on this game number 4. And Silver Stripes, here we come.
I mean, Xiaohu's
he's
still an
close
AD
enough.
carry, I suppose, in some ways. But again, now with Weibo having this engage option through Xiaohu as well, that is against Breathe.
And I love that you bring up Weibo as well. If you follow this team over the last year, I mean, you know the slogan, consistently inconsistent. But again, I love the new adaptation of that, of every Weibo has its day, because we have seen them rise to the highest heights. I mean, they made it to finals, and it was such a shock to see those performances.
And I'm just really glad that both of these teams have showed us something to be proud about in this series. They've shown some great gameplay. So Ward drops out the brush. Won't be spotting anything there, but both these teams showing us some real high-level gameplay at parts through this series. They will be joining, of course, the 3 other LPL teams going to the internationals. It is always a responsibility, a burden, and an honor to represent this region. I think whoever goes across it will have well and truly earned it.
Backs up against the wall to try to make it to that.
Yeah, I'm very curious about what our junglers are doing here. Tarzan's on the bottom side.
Level 6.
They know he's down there. He's got that level 6. Engage from Chris. Re-engage from Mixing!
Back. Chris goes under tower, but the whole time, Chris goes down! First blood goes over to JDG, immediately responded. Both Light and Ruler getting some gold. Like here, the grubs are slowly but surely
JDG
going down.
surely- they just
JDG
walk out
still
top side.
stuck in the pit. Weibo hovering over, but luckily Kanavi able to separate
midway.
this fight as the
midway.
bushes are there. Weibo getting a little bit mind controlled here, but maybe trying to catch out JDG on the back end. Xiaohu does still have Fate Sealed. They want to get a big
Tarzan.
combo
Tarzan.
off. He has a massive flank, but I think JDG realized now Nature's Grasp coming. Ruler tries to flash over, but cleanses. He's trying to get to safety. He's all by himself, and now he can fight back, though. The rest of JDG, they have been scattered to the wind, and Missing has made himself a martyr, as now Fate Seal goes a little bit wide. Ruler sidestepping, bullet time across to try to get some damage back, but Ruler's taken down under turret, and Weibo strike true.
Into a knockback, but he manages to just about get away.
I hate to also be critical of Micro, as I have to just hold my point.
Oh, Flandre in a little bit of trouble now. We're finally seeing what the Cassante can do, waiting for that Q3, but we'll not find it.
It did feel like Tarzan could have just twisted advanced Ruler again through the root and then kept him in place.
Dragon.
As a Dragon now being started.
Daisy, no! Daisy's gone, but a second Dragon will be secured by Weibo, and that's a nice little stacking moment for them as well, but we will have a Rift Herald on the other side of the map as well. When you look back to LNG, he might not have been in the top 3, but he's always in that conversation as a consistent carry for his teams, and here in this series, I think he's stepped up a lot.
Always on the fringe. On the fringe of Worlds here today. And he's certainly stepped up a lot. 2-0 on this Ashe right now. To continue to make some plays. On the Herald right now, Weibo are also looking for a potential play on Flandre, like you say, no Dominus, flash away, Ashe Arrow.
Oh, they're gonna target him down here. They have the approach velocity. Flandre doesn't really have an exit unless he uses slice and dice potentially here, as he will end up getting some distance, but the flash immediately comes through, and Light, he is no longer the lack of step up. He is the one that is making it known.
To make the difference.
See them actually try to pressure Xiaohu down here. There is a little bit of a hover down there as well, though. Weibo trying to keep consistent across the map. And speaking of, Light's going to pick up a side turret here as well, just funneling the gold into this guy. And that has been the conversation for Weibo. We've seen the times they faltered, they lack coordination around playing around Light.
And I think also really importantly here, Xiaohu being very defensive in the other lane, making sure the JDG don't have easy access to specialist teams. It feels like this is a comfort zone for them. Denying that 6 scrubs, using the Herald in mid lane, starting to get themselves really onto these structures.
I mean, they're able to break down a lot of the outer towers of JDG here, and they'll try to get this mid lane. Just a little bit of a love tap, but it'll finally go down. That'll be 2 towers secured by Weibo holistically.
Massive chunk out of it. Flandre is there to finally defend. But still, damage is done, and the rotation can come in from Weibo if they want it.
And again, Weibo really, really good at pulling JDG across the map. It's going to be a full inner turret. Light calls the bluff of JDG. JDG can't start the Dragon in time. They don't have a counterplate. They lose a mid turret for free, and will go back towards the Dragon now.
If this fight is positive for Weibo, this is a huge swing for JDG, and they're going to be on their back foot for a long time. That tier 2 mid, the way that Weibo are playing the game right now and playing the map state, JDG simply don't have a solid answer. They'll finally find an answer in this tier 1 on the bottom side, but it feels like crumbs in comparison to what Weibo are getting in return.
It is multiple international champions across this rift. Only one team goes forwards.
Everything's so tense and so thick you could cut it with a butter knife. As we get to this Dragon setup there, it's actually JDG not feeling super confident moving forward. Chris had a hell of an angle, but he's by himself now as he's just getting burned down. Weibo, I mean, the alarm bells are starting to sing as Yagao picks up one. TP coming in, he's trying to stop him there, does end up doing so as well with the Q3. They barely make it away from the fight, but they actually turn it pretty positive.
Yeah, I mean, they get the pick onto Chris, but they've not really gained any terrain, and they're also losing this bot tier 1 because they had to go and catch out Crisp. And I love the decisiveness from Weibo. As soon as they noticed Flandre's teleport was cancelled, the return was almost there immediately, and at the end of the sequence, they'll finally pick up that 3rd Dragon.
So, grand sequences of events. You have that mid lane in a turret, you have the Dragon.
What are Weibo going to do? A lot of elements have been blown at that exchange.
Chris on the side here. Ruler, his ultimate could be so crucial. That bullet time is what I've got my eyes on.
Any setup matters. I mean, Weibo are going to commit to this. Crisp has a hell of a flank. Crisp, the world champion, trying to make something happen here. Missing by Z against Xiaohu. He wants to look back. Yagao does get out alive. Ultra Shock laser back. Missing overextended, though. Missing's in a little bit of trouble here as Xiaohu goes right back. And it's going to be Missing giving his life for it. And Light claims another kill. This means Weibo could potentially just do the Baron.
Weibo are killing JDG with 1,000 cuts. They're starting to take their tools away from them. Back to the Baron they go.
So many big names, so many big moments lying in these next little bits as JDG They're trying to surround them a little bit. Maybe they just overextended themselves here too. Kanavi gets slowed down, does get out of that bait seal, but the enchanting crystal arrow from Light will claim down Kanavi. The general is down, and Weibo look to sink their teeth into JDG Gaming. Here comes that Nature's Grasp. Light gets another one. Big lightning crash from Yagao. Can he make the difference? They got the double CC, and Weibo, they are putting JDG down every step of the way. Missing sacrifices his life yet again. And this is looking like the Weibo that was foretold.
And how much can Weibo actually get? Ruler!
He gets him!
He gets one back!
No way! He's gone! And the Weibo signaling will mean an ace!
Crap open the base of JDG Gaming, but man oh man, so close. And a delayed ace.
Weibo, they've just been doing this bit by bit, piece by piece, and they are not overreaching the Weibo into that game controlling advantage.
6,000 gold plus, just about 5,000 now for Weibo, but they have the Baron buff. They can keep pushing. They look. Roller gets hit! Not again! Not like this! Every damn Weibo has its day, and that day is today!
That might just be it. Weibo still have the Baron buff.
No way!
Make it back to Worlds.
All the disappointment, all the question marks surrounding this team. 7 losses in a row could not keep them from Worlds as they take JDG down a peg. It's the last turret's gone, and Light, the man that has led the way, and it's Weibo as our LPL 4th seed.
These were some of the best highlights from today's 2024 LPL Summer Split matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.